I'll now call this meeting to order. If we could have roll call, please.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Present.
Commissioner Asper,
Present.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Present.
Commissioner Lamore,
Present.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Present.
Commissioner Swartout,
Present.
Commissioner Moore,
Present.
Commissioner Levens,
Present.
quorum present.
If we can now rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Heinzerling.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now have our opening prayer.
Lord who enlightens, we ask that your supernatural wisdom be here as we make decisions in this meeting. Help us to carefully consider the relevant information that has been gathered, and may those sharing information give us pertinent points so that we all clearly understand. Help us to be innovative as we brainstorm solutions, and help us to wisely evaluate our options, considering the pros and the cons. Help us to be unified in making the best possible decisions and to effectively carry them out. In your glorious name we pray this. Amen.
Amen. Next on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. If I could get a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the agenda is published.
Support.
Moved by Levin, supported by Swartout. Any questions on the agenda? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling, Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
motion carries.
Next, if I could have a motion to approve the minutes from the June 2nd meeting.
I'll make the motion and
Moved by
waive the reading.
Swartout,
Second.
supported by Lamore. Any questions, comments, additions, corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
motion carries.
We now move into our first segment of public comment. Are there citizens who wish to address the board?
Mr. Chairman and board members, Ned Berkey, give you a quick update, please. First of all, shout out to Dave Swartout because he sent me an article. MSU researchers helped design the grass for the FIFA World Cup standings for all the stadiums. So that's really a tribute to MSU. They do have a great turf program. Secondly, ag is still on tenterhooks in Monroe County and elsewhere. I do track ag stats. I have since '91. Last year, Monroe County, though, was the only Michigan county to average 200 bushels of corn. So even though prices have lately been down, prior to the last few weeks, they were at a 2-year high. And so yields have been good, and that has helped mitigate that. The Beige Book from the Federal Reserve out of Chicago, they say expectations for 2026 district, we're in the Chicago Fed District, farm income are a little changed, so nothing new there. The New World screwworm thing changes almost by the minute now. As of 6 p.m. tonight, USDA published this. There are now 12 confirmed cases in the U.S. and Texas and New Mexico from cattle, goats, and a dog that went into Mexico and came back with people, which is how I think it might get up in here, is through a pet going to Central or South America. So that's still an issue. We do have people that trade machinery around the country, and we also have people that trade livestock around the country. So we have beef, cattle jockeys and hog jockeys and sheep jockeys, people that do that for a business in Monroe County, but I think they're all going to stay away from Texas and New Mexico for the time being. One bit of good news, Michigan Department of Ag and the Food Export Association of the Midwest are bringing international buyers to Michigan this August. They're going to have a stop in Detroit. They're going to feature buyers from Brazil, Canada, China, Japan, Peru, Philippines, Vietnam, and 10 other countries. The main products of interest are snacks, beverages, nuts, dairy products, meat products, desserts, and confectionery. So that'll be good news for the ag community. Yesterday, Potatoes and two other commodity groups sponsored a meeting at a vegetable farm, a potato farm, and 77% of all the potato chips eaten in the U.S. come from Michigan. So that's good news. This afternoon, I was on a webinar about solar. Solar's back up again locally and nationally. There were 350 people on this webinar. But at no time did any speaker or any chat comments talked about state dictating solar over local. So that was one thing different about Michigan than most areas of the country. Still, the primary reason land goes out of farmland is urban encroachment. Although the American Farmland Trust thinks that there'll be 10 million acres of farmland go out of production into solar by 2050, which is not actually a big number because there's 900 million acres farmed, but most of those acres are highly productive acres. So that's the bad part. So yesterday, Michigan Apple Association, Michigan Vegetable Council, potato growers had a meeting at Horkey's at the River Rays, and they're proposing legislation for next year, possibly, on creating water districts in the state of Michigan to work with Eagle, depending on how it's renamed next year, to just deal with water issues, water withdrawal. So they're concerned with water quality, water quantity, not water quality. The sludge boys have been out. I've told you that before. The one thing that's new is PFAS. So when Lee Jacobs at Michigan State was working on heavy metals, heavy amounts of nutrients in toxic levels, PFAS wasn't even in anywhere in the conversation. So now PFAS is the newest wrinkle in sludge or biosolids. Tomorrow, Paul Lemaire is going to give a presentation to the Business Economic Group. There was just a 2026 National Freight Strategic Plan came out, and I want to ask Paul about the Welland Canal. And when I mentioned the Welland Canal to Senator Stabenow, Mr. Dingell, Mr. Wahlberg, their eyes glaze over. Nobody knows what the Welland Canal is. So when you think about the interior four Great Lakes, how do the Salties get past Niagara Falls because of the Welland Canal? So the Gordie Howe Bridge is going to be terrific, but it's still a bottleneck. When you put something on a boat, it can go anywhere in the world for pennies compared to rail or trucks or any other form of transportation. The last time the Welland Canal was expanded was the year the Ambassador Bridge was built in 1929, and I've been at the Port of Toledo talking to a ship's owner. They can't fully load ships on the interior four Great Lakes and get through the Welland Canal. They have to top off in Baltimore or somewhere else on the East Coast. One last thing. You'll love this. I can't believe this. Now we have a new invasive species. It's in Michigan. It's in southwest Michigan. We haven't seen it here yet. It's a weed called mile a minute. That's the name of this weed, mile a minute. So I don't know why they came up with this name, but it's a vine crop. So it aggressively grows, and so we'll be on the lookout for it down here in this area. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Ned. Are there other citizens who wish to participate in public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to resolution, special tributes, and presentation. We have a special tribute recognizing Stephanie Pride for 35 years of service, of retiring after 35 years, finishing as Director of Probation Services. If Stephanie could please come to the podium.
Mr. Chair, do you wish me to read the?
Yes, and I would like Commissioner Levens to read the tribute.
So this is a special tribute recognizing Stephanie Pride for her 3.5 decades service to the First District Court. Whereas it is a pleasure for the Monroe County Board of Commissioners to celebrate and acknowledge the accomplishments of Ms. Pride, and whereas Ms. Pride graduated from Michigan State University in 1991, receiving a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Whereas Ms. Pride also graduated from Wayne State, receiving her master's in social work. And whereas Ms. Pride was hired as a probation officer June 27, 1991. Ms. Pride serviced the court as probation officer until she was appointed chief probation officer January 1, 2010, and then to director of probation services January 1, 2011. And whereas Ms. Pride worked with defendants to help them achieve their sobriety, counseling, probation orders, and to reintegrate into society. And whereas Ms. Pride has worked with law enforcement, community partners to improve her department and services to the court and Monroe County's residents, make it a safer place. And whereas Ms. Pride dutifully performed her duties as her officer for 35 years, the board offers its deep appreciation for Ms. Pride's tireless efforts and dedication to Monroe County citizens. In special tribute, therefore, on behalf of the citizens of Monroe County, this document is signed and dedicated this date, June 16, 2026, to recognize and applaud Stephanie Pride for her outstanding accomplishments and for continuing to bring pride to the First District Court, offered by Chairman Wenzel and supported by Commissioner Swartout. And it's suitable for framing because we did.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. 35 years. I don't know where the time has gone. It just doesn't seem like it's been 35 years. But thank you to the board. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our citizens of Monroe County. I've enjoyed what I've done for the past 35 years, which is why I've stayed so long. But I think now I have a younger, dynamic staff, and it's just time for me to move on and let them continue the works that we have started. We are doing a retirement reception for me, and it's on Thursday from 2 to 4. So I'm going to leave some invitations. Would love for you to come if you are available and want to come and say hello. But thank you very much, so much. I appreciate this. The court appreciates all that you do for us, and just thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Our next item is a presentation by Monroe Loop Trail, on Monroe Loop Trail by Mr. Brad Bice, Manica Smith Group Project Engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Board members, thank you for the invitation to come tell a little bit about the Loop Trail and help answer any questions that anybody might have. Our firm, Manica Smith, has been involved in this project really for a long time. I think I personally was involved almost 20 years ago doing some preliminary design concepts back in the early 2000s. So pretty excited to be a part of this project. As you all know, the Loop Trail consists of approximately 6.5 miles of shared loop trail or shared use path improvements, really focused on pedestrian movements and non-motorized use of the trail. Quick kind of update, as of last week, and this is just kind of some notes that I pulled together. We're about 93% based on the earned value of the contract. So it's in the final stages of wrapping this thing up. The majority of the trail construction, the structures, the pedestrian bridges, the culvert at Willow Run, drain, those are complete. ADA improvements, traffic signal work, a lot of the permanent signing, although not complete. A lot of the pavement markings, although not yet complete, are tracking pretty well. The bulk of the work is really concentrated in that 7th Street corridor, primarily between Patterson and Telegraph Road, and then from Telegraph up to, I'll say, the city boundary through the railroad. It's been a little bit of a hiccup through there, trying to get coordination with the railroad to get, appreciate the chuckle. But yeah, that's been a sticking point. We had been advised over the winter that the railroad was tracking towards doing their work that needs to be conducted prior to our work continuing with a general timetable, so it's not really fair to lock them into it, but it was in May. We've been in communication with them on a weekly basis to get updates, and we're kind of at their mercy to a certain degree to finish up specifically that portion. Once that work can be done, we expect about a 2-week turnaround time to get that work up by the railroad completed, and the rest of the trail paving to be completed after that. There's a handful of delineators for safety purposes. Some of the signs along 7th Street will need to be installed once that trail is constructed, and some of the associated pavement markings, restoration efforts, general cleanup work. So we are tracking close, but we're not quite over the finish line. So just want to give that little summary of where we're at to date and see if there's any questions, comments that anybody has that I can help answer.
Questions, okay. I just have a couple quick questions.
Yes, sir.
That area in front of the dog kennel out there on Raisinville Road.
Yes.
Asphalt plant's been open for months already, and
So, yep, and that's a
I
fair
mean, it's a-
question. It's a
it's a real
frustration. I've
hazard.
actually spoken with the director of the Humane Society directly. Part of the challenge is getting the contract. It's a bit of a waiting game with the railroad. We're hoping to get that done so the contractor can come in one time. For them to come in and mobilize to do just that one little bit of the approach is costly to them. So we've been trying to be a little bit patient, but that is on my radar. Obviously, the fair is right around the corner.
I mean, if it's gonna be a while, couldn't they sub that out, subcontract it?
To another paving contractor?
Yes.
They've already got a
Somebody
paving
Even somebody
contractor.
local even to finish that up. Just a thought.
Not through the MDOT let contract. They can't
They
contractually.
won't allow that, huh?
No,
And
they
then-
need to be an MDOT pre-qualified contractor to perform that work.
Then another question, I actually experienced it the other day also coming across her road.
Okay.
There's a signal alarm there that's supposed to light. Now, there's somebody come through there on a mini bike, full tilt. Just luckily, I seen a little head,
Okay.
and it wasn't just him, and not me, but other people too. I mean, people come to a sliding screech here. There's just a matter before we're gonna have some serious accidents.
Was that, do you know if,
That's at 7th Street and her road. All you got is just a light that flashes there, but they gotta push a button. So even the,
so he
even the
did,
runners.
so he didn't push the button? It wasn't in a?
No, he was on a motorbike. He was
Okay.
rolling. We're gonna have to have a special security company out there just maintaining traffic, and I know they're at Base Lane and the subdivisions up North Custer. I'm just curious if they should have considered a yield sign versus the stop sign. Because walkers, runners, and I know I see a lot of people, they feel they have the right of way. I mean, I use Base Lane regularly, and down at I've gotten calls from people down at the subdivisions down below.
Pinnacle and Gulfview down that
People
way?
are not paying attention, and between the driving and the people on the walkway, it says stop.
It's a challenging
Maybe
conversation.
a yield sign possibly alongside the stop sign.
So
So hey, be alert.
what I can tell you is the project was designed in accordance with AASHTO, the Guide for Development of Bicycle Facilities. MDOT standards, all of the typical AASHTO standards. And that's the way it was constructed, or designed, and that's the way it's being constructed. If there was something that somebody would want to propose that in a specific area, after we've seen how users of the facility are responding to the signage, I think that's a good point to make.
Because there's a heck of a liability there on the county.
I would
and
always
also probably
encourage
you guys, too, 'cause
users of
you're
the
in control
facility to obey
project
the
yet,
signs.
So it's your liability too, so
Yeah.
something we need to
Well,
really.
again, I would strongly encourage users of the facility to obey the
I mean,
signs.
I'm not mean to jump you, it's just things
No,
that
I
I see,
understand.
and I'm getting many calls over in that area.
I share that frustration.
I
Trust me.
appreciate it, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other questions? Feel free to reach out anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before Mr. Bice steps away, it's not a question for him, but staying on topic, we've met, Ms. Jason's met with us, the sheriff's met, the road commission. The road commission is the Act 51 agency, is really in charge of the overall construction. We have a role as well as the financiers of it. But, you know, as we've met and we've seen some activity on the trail, we've heard of some issues, we've had some engagement with residents. And so every point where a user of the trail will access or enter the trail, signs are being fabricated and installed. You know, there's a notice sign, there's a speed limit sign, it says non-motorized. There's already non-motorized traffic signs anyways. You know, obey all safety instructions, yield to pedestrians. There's some other language about, you know, in passing somebody, use audible alarm. So in addition to what's already there, we're mounting these additional notices about anywhere where you can enter the trail, these additional instructions. And there are multiple places, and we're not adding additional signposts. These are going on the existing signposts that are already there. And again, I think to Brad's point, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you know, we are following the design standards from the U.S. Department of Transportation for all of the safety signals, all of the safety signage, what MDOT has reviewed and approved, and what the Road Commission has reviewed and approved. What we're adding in these additional signs aren't to confuse, they're just to provide that additional notice, but not interfere with a design standard that is already out there. And I think the caution would be, and I'm not the attorney, I'm just sitting close enough to one to act like one at times, is that when we start deviating from a design and there is a problem, trial attorneys are going to go back to what was the design, who designed this, what standard did you use, and if you deviated from it, why, and give us the rationale. What studies did you use to use a different design? So we don't want to deviate from that, but to Commissioner Hoffman's point, we are supplementing that without interfering with the design standards that are there. So is that
Thanks
fair,
for that,
Mr.
Mike.
Weiss?
Yep.
My
No,
question
that's
leads
fair.
off of, I worry about people, the pedestrians have the right of way. So if you're driving out of your driveway, that pedestrian should yield to you, but they don't. So if somebody backs out, or they're supposed to pull out, I know we put a bunch of new entrances in the driveways. So people could very easily get hit and be at fault because it says pedestrian stop and the vehicle's still moving, but we have to yield to the pedestrian, correct? That's a state law. So there's a flick there that needs to be addressed. It's serious. I feel it's very serious to our residents out there.
So again, yeah, in any traffic scenario, whether it's pedestrian and vehicle or vehicle and vehicle, there are traffic regulations to be followed. Yielding to pedestrians is one that we're very familiar with. And again, it's a tough one because we understand there's a lot of people excited to use the trail. I'm one of them. I'm a Monroe County resident. Been involved in this a long time. Look forward to using it. Encourage my family to use it, and friends. I also encourage them, pay attention to the signage. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't necessarily go running with your earbuds in.
And got them in, and
I know.
somebody ran into the side of a car the other day. A neighbor called me. He was all excited about it.
Be aware of your surroundings. And I would encourage anybody that lives within the construction influence area, that 6.5 mile loop, to exercise the same caution. I think we all, as licensed operators of motor vehicles and adults, presumably using the trail, and kids, but presumably I think a lot of the users are adults. I would encourage everybody to follow the laws. So,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next item is a presentation of the 2025 Monroe County Commission on Aging Annual Report by Mr. Jason Berry, Community Planning and Engagement Director. If I could get a motion before he begins his presentation.
Make the motion.
I'll second that.
Moved by Heinzerling, supported by Huffman. Now we'll turn it over to Mr. Berry.
All right. Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for this opportunity to present the 2025 Monroe County Commission on Aging Annual Report. So as you can see on this slide, you have each representative that you've appointed to the districts, and then myself and Ramona Hall, who's retired, but she was with us last year. And then the different services that the providers, or the different agencies of the service providers that were funded for the 2025 year. As a reminder, this is the ballot that was passed in 2024 for 10 years. It had a 77.22% approval on the senior millage and up to 0.75. So in 2025, the senior millage supported 8,546 unduplicated Monroe County residents age 60 of age and older. U.S. Census Bureau indicates 21% of the aged population is 65 and over. So in 2025, we serviced 32 different programs. 19 different agencies provided those services. Here's a list of all those different programs and the amounts that they were, it was recommended by the Commission on Aging Board that this board approved, various amounts for those different programs. And here's the units of service. This is what we refer to as a unit. Could be a ride to a doctor's appointment. It could be a pound of food. It could be an hour at a senior center. So our office, with me and one other staff, we processed almost 1.2 million service claims that come in. So monthly reports come in from these 32 programs, and with the different reports that they give us, one of them is to assess what those units were, to verify these folks are Monroe County residents, age 60 or over, and then to process payment to them. So almost 1.2 million units of service was provided for them. I wanted to break this down a little different this year into categories so you folks could see what that really looks like. When we look at senior centers and activity hubs, we're talking about the senior centers, or where they go for maybe a meal or an activity or presentation, or just to prevent loneliness, to improve socialization. We believe that's a need for senior citizen socialization, and so we have those as senior centers. Those activity hubs would be like what we call a senior group, where they meet once a week. We have two, one that meets in Ash Township and another that meets in Berlin Township, and they have a restaurant-style meal given to them. They play euchre, they bingo, different things. That's what we would consider part of, like, similar to like a senior center, but an activity hub. And then the different categories, we have food services, so those are the pounds of food that were given out, and you can see that represents just under 20% of this millage. If you look at those top two, I just want to point out something that one of our goals in the Commission on Aging was to ensure that no senior went hungry. I know that Commissioner Hoffman and I, we've had discussions just making sure that seniors aren't just given enough food to live on, but we really want to encourage and support nutrient-dense foods, healthier choices for seniors. So a big part of that, as you can see, if you combine the senior centers, those activity hubs, and food services, you're looking at 60% of this millage that's tied to food securities. And we're very proud of that, being able to reach out and ensure that every senior has food to live on daily. Resource advocacy, legal services, home care, housing support, transportation. That's probably one of the largest, one of the more popular phone calls we get at our office. And I'll get to that in a little bit about some different things that we changed up with transportation. Healthcare and well-being, volunteer services, emergency and utility services, and then, of course, our partnership with Ageways and so forth. So one of the things we did this year, I think it's been done in the past, but we're currently working on a county-wide outreach plan, and this was our first year of doing that. And we focused on the southwest portion of our county. We did four pillars of things that we focused on. And one of the things we did was contacted the leadership of of each area, City of Petersburg, townships of Whiteford, Summerfield, Riga, and Bedford. We did a presentation. Cynthia McIlvain is our Commission on Aging representative for District 9. She joined me in doing a presentation to Supervisor Thomas and the others at the Whiteford Township, one of their meetings. We also launched our senior source guides. We worked with RSVP, our staff, board members, and we went around to libraries, activity centers, and senior independent housing facilities, municipal buildings, doctor's offices, and so on, just to make sure that people had this resource, that they knew they needed help with home care or transportation. They could use this as a guide to get services. And lastly, we identified 3,079 households that had at least one person age 60 and over residing in it, and we distributed postcards to each of those households. And we, in this particular year of outreach, we targeted Ottawa Lake, Riga, Petersburg, Temperance, and Lambertville. So, you know, we used postcards. We had 2 surveys come out last year, one by Ageways, one by the Monroe Center for Healthy Aging, that surveyed a number of seniors and found that this was this was the most supported method for outreach. They preferred postcards over any other method. So that was done at a really low cost. In addition to, on these postcards, to just general information on the Commission on Aging, we also provided specific, couple programs specific to their area, like the Bedford Health Van, and then Bedford Senior Center, and then our United Way Ramp program. So we were trying to really encourage the programs that to service that area. A few of them that were close to them. We had a lot of feedback on that, a lot of phone calls, and we were able to refer quite a few folks as we were able to identify, you know, from those postcards. But our phone calls roughly, for a few months, roughly doubled. So and we're seeing increases in services already this year from that outreach, we believe. So we achieved 4 things that I wanted to mention to you folks. As a part of that outreach to the Southwest County, we were able to bring on Zion Evangelical Lutheran Church. This is a group of folks that are out in the rural areas of the Southwest area. They have a food pantry program, so where they serve the people in the community, around 30 to 40 senior citizens a week. It's been around since the 80s, this program. It was interesting because they were, you know, of all the people participating in this program, of the recipients of the food, none of them were the church members. And it was just really nice to see that this group of volunteers were serving the community. You know, you look around in the area, and I walked away thinking, this church is the community, and they're helping in this area and meeting a lot of needs. Commission on Aging brought them on board. We want to help them take their food program to another level. They were providing supplementary food, a lot of boxed items, canned items. We want to encourage fresh produce, dairy products, meat products. We really want to encourage a healthier, diverse diet for seniors. So we brought them on. They're up and ready and doing great so far. And continuing with that same kind of thought with food securities, we brought in Aiden Milan. They're on the northwest part of the county, of course, and they're distributing supplemental food assistance too across Monroe County. Really unique to them is they focus on delivering boxes of food to their homes. So instead of, like we see in most cases, residents go to places to get food, they will take them to them. So those seniors that are homebound can reach out to Aiden Milan to get support. The commission really wanted to try to expand exercise and just health and wellness overall. So the enhanced fitness program at the Monroe YMCA has been a success, so that's been expanded to Dundee. We're also looking at expanding that if a facility can be found into the Whiteford Township area as well. And they have a cancer survivorship program that we're looking at trying to get in Dundee and Whiteford Township in the future as part of that effort too. And lastly, I mentioned the health van. This was a major accomplishment. Before the health van, and we have Becky Nemec with us today. She's the director of the program. They were providing transportation for seniors countywide for non-medical or non-emergency medical appointments. So the commission approved an expansion of that to include daily activities. We've seen seniors calling in saying, I just need a ride to a bank, I need a ride to the grocery store. We had one that just needed a ride to a funeral home. So now that can be done. They can call the Bedford Health Van and book a ride for essential services as well. So that was a really big accomplishment, I believe. There is, as Becky would tell you, a small cost share as with all of our programs. But, Becky and her team really work hard to work with people if they can't afford that cost share to set up payments for them. I know she's even waived it for a lot of them that just don't have the money. So we really are doing a lot to try to tackle transportation. On that note, we had last year we had a lot of transportation meetings, and we had MCOP at this meeting, Bedford Health Van, Milan Transportation, RSVP, and we were able to, and Lake Erie Transit, we were able to make it, help improve the process, make it more efficient. So if a senior calls for a ride and it's maybe just a few blocks away, the best path would be for LET. We don't want them utilizing services that are going to cost more, like the Bedford Health Van. But if they need a ride to a hospital, and ProMedica Toledo, then the Bedford Health Van would be the best path. So we have these folks now working together, and our goal is really to ensure that every senior that calls is going to get transportation offered to them. I can't always say that there won't be a wait. Obviously, if they call in advance, they can have a better chance of getting in. But it's just groundbreaking in a lot of ways because we have them all in sync together in a better place. This was a charge led by our chairman, Don Spencer. It was really on his mind to help make that more efficient. We know transportation services can be costly, so we wanted to look at how we could get them working together and more efficiently and cost effective. Here's an example of the Bedford Health Van, and the amount that they were provided is just under $60,000. They were able to help 148 unduplicated people from those areas of our county. You'll notice a number from spread around Lambertville, Temperance, and Monroe, Petersburg, and we even see Erie, Dundee. So they're all over the county providing these services to those essential services and non-emergency medical appointments. Here's a little more of a breakdown of the people they served, the age range. You can see it's spread pretty evenly. Overall, it picks up from 70 years old, and then they had 39 people age 85 and older utilize their services. Wanted to put a post up. Paul Simonton, or put this slide up in memory of Paul Simonton. He was served on this commission almost 20 years, and there isn't a day goes by I don't dig into records or see something that he had his hands on. So he was just a very active and involved individual with this commission, and he passed away last year, but I wanted to just commemorate his service to the Commission on Aging. That being said, I've concluded my presentation. Does anybody have any questions or comments for me? Or? Yes.
Is there a central phone number that they would call if they need transportation?
So they can call our main line here.
Okay.
At the 240-3290. We will help direct them to the best source. But what I was mentioning earlier, if they called any of the other transportation services, now that we have them working in sync, they're going to refer to the best, most appropriate place. Any other questions for me?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you. Thank you.
A roll call, please.
Commissioner Heinderling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Our next item is a proclamation declaring June 22nd through 28th as Amateur Radio Week in Monroe County. If I could get a motion for this. Moved by Lamore, supported by Swartout. I'll now, I want to read the resolution. We have 4 members of the Amateur Radio Association, Lance Charter, Dale Williams, Jim Toomey, Rodney Haddocks, that are in our audience, and they're willing to answer any questions we might have after I get done reading the resolution prior to taking the vote. This resolution proclaiming June 22nd through 28th, 2026 as Amateur Radio Week, whereas amateur radio operators are celebrating over a century of the miracle of the human voice broadcast over airwaves. Amateur radio has continued to provide a bridge between people, societies, and countries by creating friendships and sharing of ideas. And whereas amateur radio operators have also provided countless hours of community services, both in emergencies and to other local organizations throughout these decades. These amateur radio services are provided wholly uncompensated, and whereas the state also recognizes the services amateur radio's people also provide to our many emergency response organizations, including the Monroe County Emergency Management, Southeast Michigan Incident Management Team, American Red Cross, ProMedica, Monroe Hospital, along with local fire and law enforcement departments. And whereas these same individuals have further demonstrated their value in public assistance by providing free radio communications for local parades, bike-a-thons, walk-a-thons, fairs, and other charitable public events. And whereas the County of Monroe, Michigan recognizes and appreciates the diligence of these, quote, hams who are also serve as weather spotters in the Skywarn program of the National Weather Service. ARRL is the National Association for Amateur Radio in the United States. And whereas the ARRL Amateur Radio Field Day exercise will take place on June 27th through 28th, 2026, and is a 24-hour emergency preparedness exercise and demonstration of radio amateur skills and readiness to provide self-supporting communications without further infrastructure being required. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on this 16th day of June 2026, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners hereby recognize and designate June 22nd through 28th as Amateur Radio Week in Monroe County. We appreciate you guys being here. We thank you for your service in this area. And now I'll open it up if there are any questions from commissioners. Yes, Commissioner Asper.
Not so much a question, but that kind of hits my heart because my grandfather did his own equipment. He was a professor at Syracuse, and he received the transmissions from Antarctica. That was a lot of years ago, but he lived on a high hill in Syracuse, and it was in the papers of how he had gotten those transmissions, and it was just really kind of amazing. Enjoy that.
Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinderling.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, before
Yes.
we go into closed session, is it possible, just for the efficiency of the attendees, we only have 2 items in our communication, one with our Health Department Director, if we could call that, get that out of the way so they're freed up so they don't have to, wait for us to do the balance of those things after, going into closed session.
So you're looking for the items under communications?
Yep. I would offer a motion to approve the reappointment of Dr. Carl Schmidt to serve as a Monroe County Medical Examiner for a 4-year term commencing today's date, June 16, 2026 through June 15, 2030, and adopt the related resolution.
I'll second that.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinderling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And I should have asked for an amendment to the agenda, but but we got it done. Thank you.
Okay. Now we're ready to move into closed session.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
I just want to make sure when it's time for Mr. Schmidt to make my report, it's a good one. So I figure I did a good turn now, it'd be a good turn later.
All right, I'm now asking for a motion to move into closed session. When we do, if the motion's approved, the audience can stay in the main boardroom. We'll move to the separate adjoining board conference room.
So moved, Chairman.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Levens, supported by Vice Chair Lamore. Any comments or questions on the motion to move into closed session? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to please go back into
So
closed,
moved.
open session? Moved by Lamore, supported by Levens. All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call, I guess?
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens, Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I'll offer a motion that we follow the direction of our bargaining team.
Second.
Moved by Levens, supported by Heinzerling, to follow the recommendations of our bargaining team related to the closed session. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Moore,
No.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper, Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now moving into finance matters, item number one, payment of the June 17, 2026 accounts payable current claims report in the amount of $2,515,248.35. Could I get a motion, please?
I'll second
Moved
that.
by Lamore, supported by Huffman. I'll now turn it over to Ms. Meyer.
Good evening. On page number 1, vendor number 20039, Bannis Building Center. It's maintenance supplies for the museum. Vendor number 40206, Deaf and Hearing Interpreting Services. It's interpreter services provided through the district court. Page number 2, vendor number 70928, GT Environmental, Inc. It's contractual services provided through the Materials Management Program. Vendor number 121021, Lucas County Coroner's Office. It's quarterly autopsy services contract. Page number 4, vendor number 192346, Spicer Group. It's a ARPA-funded Erie Sewer expansion. Page number 5, vendor number 230110, Washtenaw Community College. It's a Deputy Academy for 6 Sheriff Cadets. And on page number 9, vendor number 903122, Joanne F. Lee. It's scheduled principal and interest on drain debt, and that's the end of my list.
Any questions for Ms. Meyer?
I have just a couple quick ones. Sue, that one there on page 4 for 981, is that just for Waterloo, or was there more than one park involved there? It's a play core? It's the second one down.
Oh, 160981, Play
Yes.
Core, Wisconsin. No, there's 2 vouchers there. That's Waterloo and Vienna.
So that was 2. And then one other one, I had a question on, this baseline, and that number is 720,140. It's baseline equity.
I don't know what that one is off the top of my head. I'll have to pull it.
That's a, I'll check tomorrow with you.
I'll just email the
Yeah.
entire board this evening or tomorrow morning and let you know what that one
That'd be
is, if
great.
that's
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions?
There was one on there from Flock. Was that just your typical monthly payment, or is that increase of? It was 24.
I don't know that off the top of my head either.
Flock Group.
We haven't
Incorporated.
added any new.
Haven't added any.
Flock
It
thing,
could
so-
be the payments for Bedford or Monroe or Frenchtown that, they flow through us and then we get reimbursed by the local unit.
Right, there are no,
Because they're
there are no
licensed
new
to
ones.
law enforcement.
Though, if that, but I can add that to the email to clarify exactly what that is. Sure.
Additional questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens.
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Item number 2, a letter dated June 4th, 2026 from Mr. Jesse Stanford, County Treasurer, enclosing the 44th Annual Report of Monies on Deposit in the Monroe County Probate Court Sheets account. Could I get a motion for this, please?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Moved by Lamore, supported by Levens. I'll turn it over to Jesse.
All right, so this is our 2025 annual report for the probate court sheets. Judge Lohmeyer in the probate court has already accepted the amounts on file, and we're just looking for that from the board per MCL 700.3917.
Okay. Any questions for Jesse? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Asper? Yes. Commissioner Heinzeling?
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, under consent agenda, item 1, approval of non-claims. A, check register dated June 5th, 2026, in the amount of $638,637.95. Letter B, check register dated June 12th, 2026, in the amount of $1,685,551.97. Could I get a motion, please? Moved by Swartout, supported by Levens. Any questions on this? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Heinzerling?
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Commissioner Asper?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under communications, we've already dealt with item 1. Moving on to item 2, letter dated June 9th, 2026, from Mr. David Wenzel, Chairman, Board of Commissioners, presenting the board's January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025 performance evaluation results for Mr. Michael Bosanic, Administrator, Chief Financial Officer. I'm going to have Mr. Graham speak to this for a minute before I ask for a motion to accept this.
Yeah, just a matter of the Open Meetings Act. If a public body is going to perform an evaluation at a public meeting, the employee has to be given the opportunity to request a closed session. So with your approval, I would just ask Mr. Bosanic if he wants a closed session. If he doesn't, then we're required to handle it here in open session. In other words, it's not up to the board, it's up to Mr. Bosanic.
Mr. Bosanic, would you wish to go into closed session?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. And so the suggested action is a motion to accept the communication and place the January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025 performance evaluation results for Mr. Michael Bosanic, Administrator, Chief Financial Officer, on file. Could I get a motion for this?
Make the motion.
Moved by Levens, supported by Heinzerling. Are there questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Wenzel?
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout?
Yes.
Commissioner Moore?
Yes.
Commissioner Levens?
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman?
Yes.
Commissioner Asper?
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzerling?
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We have no public hearings. Moving into old business. Item 1, and update on the museum expansion renovation project. I'll turn that over to Mr. Bosanic.
So thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. We had our bid opening for the project, and we're disappointed with the bids that came in considerably higher than our estimate. We had an estimate provided by an outside third party, not from the architect. The same firm who did the construction estimate when we had the conceptual design before we moved into design development and the construction drawings. And so I don't want to banter all this around because we haven't fully discussed the bids with the three low bidders. Mr. Chairman, with your permission and concurrence of the board, what we would like to do is have discussions with each of the three low bidders, qualifying low bidders, talk to them about their pricing, see what options that they could offer to reduce cost without diminishing the scope of the project. We understand there may be some shaving here and there around the edges of the project, and then come back with a recommendation including the financing plan. We have a financing plan. We presented that. We were working through that. It's going to need to be revised, and then we would come back and present a recommendation to the board. So with that, that's really the update. we can share more information as we get it, but, you know, we've got a public bid for a construction project. We wanted to come here first. We've got, you know, contractors, bidders who are engaging us, wanted to have discussion. We've held them off until we came here to make sure that as an entity, we're on the same page. I've had discussions with Mr. Clark, the museum director, and so this is where we're at. Okay?
Very good, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Questions?
Chairman, Commission. Whoop, yep.
Any questions?
How much was the overbid?
Considerable. We had 5 bidders. It was around $3 million over our estimate, which, you know, our estimate from this independent consulting firm, you know, they gave us a mid-range. The pricing was 2005 in October. You know, we know prices are going up. That was the mid-range, so, you know, we were dealing with a lot of uncertainty in the economy and the construction industry, and I was more optimistic that, you know, economy was slowing down. Pencils were getting a little sharper. They wanted to keep cash flow at contractors, and I think some of the costs just overran our
And can
project,
you
and we got caught in that.
Refresh my recollection what the baseline budget was?
It was it was 7.9, and then, you know, we expected to use some fund balance of the museum, and then they have money in the treasurer's office and deposited there, and so that's where we were estimating, based upon what the construction estimate was, we had enough to cover it. The prices came in considerably higher.
So that's about a third over
Yeah.
what was the, I mean, that's not a scant amount, that's a significant
It's
amount.
considerable, yeah.
And then I guess one of the things that I would add to this, you know, equation is a lot of, you know, community partners, the community and the rest appreciate the museum and what it does, but when you come down to it, it's not a mandated function of the county. It owes its existence, its survivability to the millage, and we've seen a lot of question marks with millages, you know, recently, and that's got to be in the back of our minds as we, you know, march forward, how this is addressed and handled, because it isn't something that is a budget guarantee if, and I don't know when the millage comes up, but when it does, it's something that's been traditionally popular, but so has the community college millages in the past, and they're, you know, losing favor with the county voters. So I think we just have to keep that in mind. Wouldn't you agree?
We're cognizant of that, but if that's the question for your colleagues, I'll let them answer that. But we,
Yeah, I would, to echo Commissioner Levens, I wouldn't want to be just the default brunt of all the costs. If there's overages, we need to think creatively about how those overages could be shared, whether between municipality, private corporations, donors, whatever.
And I guess that's probably a segue into our item of new business, the things that a creative grant writer could explore. So anyhow.
all set?
Thank you.
All right.
Moving on to new business, item 1, grant writer position discussion. I'll turn this over to Commissioner, Vice Chair Lamore, I think, to
Thank
start
you.
us off.
Thank you, Chairman. It's been something that I've been thinking about quite a bit. Kind of got put on the back burner due to a lot of other pressing needs for the commission, and this is something I feel very strongly about, that bringing more money into the county, this person can basically pay for themselves by putting the economy back into the county rather than us going out and searching for other venues to pay for things. I just think this is a great idea to help out with all the departments within the county, not just one department. We would have this basically run by Jason Berry and his department, and who I know Jason has wrote several grants. I believe We've talked to several people already, and many of them, and I say these directors, have stated that there's a lot of money out there, that they just don't have the time to go out and get it. And I think that it's something that we need to really think hard and long about, to put this on our radar, to find somebody full-time to exploit what's out there and bring it back into the county so that we can use it to drive our economy, not everybody else's. So I'd entertain anybody else's thoughts as to what they think about bringing forward a position like this.
Well, it would be my thought that it's long overdue. I remember, and I think, and I don't want to misspeak, but I think it was Deputy Bucco at the Sheriff's Department was regularly bringing different grants to this board, where prior to their leaving the organization, I've seen those fall off, and it's noteworthy that this, I don't think we have a single grant that we're approving or accepting at this agenda. It used to be, in past departments, we had more staffing and stuff and different people in their organizations that would bring, various things, for the animal control and the rest. So I think it'd be wise if we had somebody, under the planning, administration that's looking for the, the whole organization, everything, from sheriff's department, clerks, wherever there's an opportunity that could devote 100% of their time to Monroe County seizing every available grant opportunity that meets our mission. So it would be my suggestion that we move forward with a plan of what this position looks like, what their job description is, and bring it back to us. So that would be my motion.
And here's one thing here too. I do have it wrote up already. If anybody'd like to take a look at that, it is in the packet. All you have to do is press on the
I looked, I didn't see it.
new business, and you can see the whole description that's been wrote up already. Commissioner Asper?
Yeah, I had read the description and so forth. One of the comments that was just made was that they would more than make their salary back, but that is the one thing that I don't see here. I don't see any range of salary, so I'm just looking for return on investment. If we can get somebody, like.
And that's what's more or less up for discussion as well.
Yeah,
and I'm not certain if this is the right venue to bring that up for discussion right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, without some sort of range or us discussing that, I can't really say. Can't say yes or no, because, it could be $1 million, it could be 10,000.
Could we just make a motion to have Jason Berry look into it and come back to us with a presentation on average ranges and job description and things like that?
Sure. I don't think that'd be
If
a
we're
problem at all.
interested in doing that?
I support your motion.
Okay.
It was Henry's, yeah.
All right, first one in 2 years.
I second it.
Commissioner Levens already supported it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You thirded
I
it.
was thinking he was, yeah.
Commissioner Moore,
supporting that you made a motion.
Made a
Is that the right
motion-
person to direct, Jason? You want it under that heading or in
That's
conjunction?
fine.
Well, his department.
His department? Okay.
Yes.
So the motion was made to send this to Mr. Berry, have him do some study on it, come back with some recommendations. That's the motion, was supported by Commissioner Levens. Any discussion on the motion? Commissioner
Okay,
Asper?
one other question, because I do know, like most of the time, like you were saying, we have all these grants, for law enforcement and so forth. We have a lot of them from them. So would this person also take over their stuff, or would this be something that's just going to encompass, say, the areas that?
My understanding is that they would help us or assist with them.
Okay.
Or if
But
the
I don't
sheriff
think we can
desired.
take it away from them because they already
Correct.
got a knack of getting them.
Well, and that's what I was wondering, if it was
Commissioner
going to be
Asper, there's
mostly
no
for
I in
community
team.
planning.
We're all in it together.
Okay, well,
And that could be something else that Jason
I
Berry
just don't
would-
want to step on anyone's toes that's been
No,
doing
he
a good
he can
job.
report back whether that would be doable or not.
Yeah, and this
All right.
person would work under the planning department.
Any other comments?
But I think what Don's asking, I know in the one board that I sit on, in corrections board, I know we have a gal in there that gets hundreds of thousands every year. We don't want to interrupt what she does for us and take that away from her. I see what you're saying, Don. I agree with you that we'll still keep them people. That's right in But they'll go through Mr. Berry back there, kind of
I'm just making sure that we're not
losing any, right?
duplicating and we're not subtracting.
Okay.
Sheriff's Department still writes a few, yes.
Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Levens,
Yes.
Commissioner Hoffman,
Yes.
Commissioner Asper,
Yes.
Commissioner Heinzeling,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamore,
Yes.
Commissioner Wenzel,
Yes.
Commissioner Swartout.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We now enter into our final segment of public comment. Are there citizens who wish to address the board? There are no announcements. We'll now move into members' time. Commissioner Asper?
Well, I'm continuing to work on the data center situation in our district. I've collected a lot of information, so if anyone's interested in that information, contact me. I appreciate all the reports that were given tonight. I love the ag report. I really love that. Thank you for coming every single time to give that. It just has a, kind of a special ring there. And Jason, just the good job that he was doing he has helped me so much with aging and, trying to get our groups together and be able to get the monies in that will help for the seniors. He's just doing a stupendous job. And I would like to congratulate, I don't know if she's still here, but Stephanie Pride. She's not here, but that's just amazing, 35 years, and that's what we really look forward to. She's done an exceptional job. I would like to make one comment about the evaluation results. I don't know, my math class might have been different, but when I evaluate multiple areas and then I come to the overall, usually the overall is somewhat of an average. So I'm not really sure how this happened, that some people, went above a 1, but yet at the end it was an overall of a 1. I think that, if I just look at just even 2 years ago, looking at the evaluations for Mr. Bosonic, his knowledge is extraordinary. It's extraordinary, and everyone else in the whole state recognizes that, and probably in the Midwest recognizes that. So I would just like to see some self-reflection of the people that did these evaluations. They could look at their evaluations just a few years ago and see what they had evaluated back then, and take a look at, we have a very wonderful evaluation system. A 1 is not just a 1. It doesn't just come out of the sky. There's a description of what a 1 is. There's a description of what a 2 is, all the way up to a 7. And for anyone to go below a 5 on any of these things is just kind of unbelievable to me. Obviously, that's their opinion, but if that's the case, if he really has gone down that much in these areas, then I really would like them to reflect on what happened when the deputy assistant was taken away. So if you're thinking that his function has gone down since then, it may have been caused by you. So you might want to consider that. But I really would love for the constituents to look at these evaluations, to give somebody an evaluation of a 1 all the way across when 82 other counties would love to have Mr. Bosonic. I just think that's kind of hard to believe. It's almost like it's vindictive or something. So I would rather that our board not be that way, but that's me.
Commissioner Moore?
I would just also congratulate Ms. Pride on her, was it 35 years?
Yeah.
Is that what we said? That's a long time.
Crazy.
Also, Brad Smith on officially being the EMD director. So congratulations to you, sir. With that, I'll pass.
Yeah, I agree with my fellow commissioners here on their comments, but also a big congratulations to St. Mary's Catholic Central. They have the first national qualifying 4x100 meter team going to Eugene, Oregon this weekend. And it's a huge thing. I know it's one of the items where sometimes they get qualifications for the Olympics and other things too. So congratulations.
Commissioner Heinzerling?
Pass.
Commissioner Levens? Commissioner Hoffman? Vice Chairman Lamore?
Congrats again to Stephanie Pride in 35 years. That's excellent. Congrats to Brad Smith, becoming our EMD director. Couldn't be a better one out there. I really appreciate what you do for us. Thank you. Happy 250th birthday to the United States, since we're not going to be here the next time that happens. And also, I'd like to poll our commissioners to see what our desire is for a meeting, for the first meeting in July, whether we should have one or not, because the agenda meeting will be before July 4th, and the actual commissioners' meeting will be after. So I'm trying to find out if that's something, what's your desire as far as having that meeting? A lot of times I can poll Mr. Bosonic to see what our agenda would include for an early July meeting. Probably not a whole lot that can't be contained within that last July meeting. But I'd ask you to reply on that if you don't mind.
Sure, Mr. Vice Chairman. It's normally a slow time, and this is, I don't want to say it's customary, but we can look back in the past, and we have canceled this meeting for the reasons you just laid out. We have a lot of folks who are on vacation. Activity tends to slow down in terms of kind of the background internal, but still forward-facing to serve the public. But if there's something that comes up that absolutely has to be acted on, then I think to call the chairman, you put the meeting back on. But if not, I think we can manage around that.
That's all I have.
Well, first of all, let me congratulate Brad Smith on his appointment as EMD director, and also Stephanie Pride, 35 years as a probation officer, and doing the kind of work that she does and the help that she's given to the citizens of our community is just astounding. I mean, truly a great career. Related to Vice Chairman Lamore's idea, I agree with it. I think the agenda meeting would be on July 2nd. A lot of people are getting ready to celebrate for the 4th, which is on a Saturday. The next meeting would be on the 7th, which is the same, basically the same time frame. And this is a special year for the July 4th celebrations because it's our 250th birthday. So I see no reason why, unless, and Mr. Bosonic's assured us that it's not going to be a crowded agenda, to move our meeting either to July 14th or go with a single meeting and make that meeting on July 21st, if it works out agenda-wise. And those are some conversations that Mr. Bosonic and I can have in between to determine whether or not we would need a meeting sooner, have on the 14th, or we can wait later on July 21st. So unless there's any opposition or if there's comments that others want to make, that would be the direction I would share. Agree?
The only thing I would say is I know I'm going to be out of town the whole week, 12th through 18th. So if it were the 14th, I wouldn't be here. But I'm in favor of canceling for 4th of July if we could.
Okay.
And not only that, the agenda meeting for 14th meeting would be on the 9th.
Yeah, so it looks, the 21st will work for you though, right, Commissioner Moore?
Yes, it will. Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's shoot for that then. All right. I have nothing else. Meeting